Hello, and what is up, ADHD gang? And for today's video, we are going to be showing off some of the projects that I have finished, kind of the end of last year, beginning of this year, and we're gonna go over all of my new projects. There are new projects, new things that I want to get into and I want to do. And I kind of want to do an overview of those. Also, to keep myself in track because there are things that need to get done that are going to be in for next month getting stuff done. I'm going to do episode like 5, 4, 5. What are we on now? 6? I don't know. But I'm planning on doing another one of those possibly this month, next month, so that I can get some of this stuff done. But I'm going to give my overview on some of these knitting projects that I've been getting into, giving you updates. And I also want to, in all of my videos coming up, give you little updates on some of the projects that I've completed, that I've done. If you're not following me on social media, I try to post to both Instagram and TikTok. Link in the description to my Instagrams. Videos of projects I've done, completed. Yeah, let's get into this video. Okay, second time's a charm filming this. So we're gonna get into some of the kind of projects that I have more recently completed and stuff like that, and then we will get into what I'm currently working on, and then new projects and kind of future projects. So the first thing knitting is this child. Um, this is a really good pattern. It is a good tank on Etsy by Are You Knitting Me? It was so stupid. I don't want to say so stupid simple, but so like beginner friendly and stuff like that. I did run out of this pretty green yarn and I had to use this other color. My main takeaway for this is I did not do it properly. I frogged it and redid it so many times because I did not do it properly. Even this version here, it's too big. It is definitely far too big to wear it as a tank top. It did not turn out. The length was not what I wanted. I want to definitely retry the pattern. The pattern is $750 US. It was good. It was really good, but it's a user error. User error is what I'm gonna say. I definitely want to retry the pattern with more yarn. I'm not just gonna use something that I thrifted. I thrifted that little bit of that light green, and I loved it so much, and did not take. I may, if I thrift yarn and make it again, I'm gonna do the smallest size possible. I want it to properly fit. That it fits, but it's super baggy and it's more like an overpiece. So a lot of these things right now are user error. We are kind of just getting into knitting wearables and things, and I'm learning. I am learning so much about yarn size, yarn weight, needle size, all of the above. So yeah, that's that. The second thing, we're gonna clip you guys back up again. The second thing here is going to be, let's go with this. Sure. A lot of these pieces that I do make, I do want to maybe sell in the future. I made this cute little vest. This little vest piece. This was all I kind of had of the fabric to just make a simple little vest with the buttons. I did end up posting this, I think, to both Instagram and TikTok. So if you're not following me, you would not have seen it. But yeah, so that piece, it was kind of a freehand type situation. I do have like the slightest little bit of scrap left, but that's for another project. Another thing, these things take forever. Forever for me to make, and it's because I insist on making like myself. Trying out I'm trying out French seaming right now, and I'm kind of liking it. I just need to figure out like my kind of groove and spacing with it and stuff like that. But this was another vest that I made. It's not in fact a vest, sorry. It's like a button up t-shirt. I make these all the time. But yeah, I like sewed all of these panels together and stuff like that, and that's what's kind of taken so long, and that's why a lot of my projects do take so long, and why sometimes I have all these fabric that I made and then I don't have a project for it because there just wasn't enough to make a wearable kind of garment type situation. And then here is another piece as well. This one is just the solid sheer purple curtain that I had thrifted, and it's got the pockets, it's got the collar. These were all posted to my other forms of social media. Go like it up, go see it. The final piece that was officially completed, and I completed it the beginning of February. It was, I think, this week. This is like the first week of February, I think, when I'm filming this. I completed it Wednesday. I completed it yesterday. No, not today's Friday. 2 days ago I completed it, and I'm wet blocking it now. That is this lovely pair of socks. Now I made, and I'm not showing them. I got this pattern for $2 off of Etsy. It was good. It was pictures from like, I guess, a book, like a sock knitting book, whatever. Needless to say, the trial pattern was for a little baby child. And yeah, I ended up making baby socks in the beginning. Did not kind of fit, did not fit, of course it didn't. So I ended up kind of creating my own pattern. I took that and I made my own kind of custom pattern, my own measurements. I adjusted it to whatever. But the problem with these ones is the yellow fabric's fine. Not fabric. The yellow yarn is fine. But the green yarn was kind of just leftover. I'm trying to use up in my sustainable fashion right now. I'm trying to use up what I have before I go and buy more. Unless I specifically have a card, like a gift card, then like that's kind of my ins and outs. But yeah, so we will set you guys down. I made it, whatever, good, fine, but they're too thick. So what I'm doing right now is I'm wet blocking them so that they can be the right kind of lengthwise and height wise. And then I want to try to wash and dry them, or maybe even I'm gonna figure out something because I heard when you put your when you put certain knitwear in the washer and dryer, it shrinks. So should I have shrunk it first and then wet blocked it? Maybe, but yeah, that's what we're trying right now. They're not twins, they're sisters. It was a 2 at a time sock pattern, and I did not think that I could with the cord length that I had, because all my needles are like from Hobby Lobby and they're cheap, and the cord length is like the the shortest thing on the planet, which I don't understand. Make a longer cord length, please. But I digress. Whatever. So they're not the same, but they're similar enough that like unless you're really looking at the stitches, you're not gonna tell. But we're gonna see. I'm waiting for them to kind of dry, and then I'll try them on and see if that's like good enough, and then I'll try shrinking them to see if I can get it to be tighter. It's not tight enough around my foot and it's very gappy, so I'm kind of just wearing them as like a slipper situation. But yeah, okay. Now, let's get into my current projects. I'm so excited for this. So excited. I can't wait to show you what I've been doing. Okay. Current projects. Current projects. So, knitting. I decided that I wanted to knit the Sophie hood. The viral Sophie hood, it's kind of been making another resurgence again, or it made a resurgence, whatever. I want to make a video about this Sophie hood because I was planning on DIYing it. I did not want to buy the pattern or anything, and I found a YouTube tutorial that showed how to make the scarf, and then I found other kind of tutorials and TikToks and stuff like that that kind of showed certain parts of the process where I was like, I could just piecemeal it together and do it myself. And then one of my lovely friends found out that I was making this and had already bought the pattern like a long while ago and sent me the pattern. So now I'm doing it based off the pattern. I'm going to do it correctly for my first try. This is going to be a trial run and we'll see what happens. I'm using this, like, I want to say it's almost like a cool tone, like bluish kind of type gray. Yeah, it's going good so far, but I want to make a video on kind of using the pattern versus if I would have kind of tried to DIY it myself, and is it worth buying the pattern, or can you essentially figure it out yourself and do it yourself without having to buy the pattern. So I wanna, once this is finished, I'll do a video on that. Another piece that we are currently working on is working on some fabric, more fabric. I think that this is so pretty. Look at this. So it's a mixture of two different curtains. It's got this purple gray kind of curtain, and then it has that leftover solid purple as well. These are leftovers. And then this is like a silk that I thrifted at a church sale. Get kind of silky, florally something or other because I'm trying to use up what I have. So we're gonna make as much of this as we can in hopes that maybe I can get another one of those button-up t-shirts. If not, it'll either be a corset or a vest. Collar, no collar, we'll figure that out. On the line of corsets, I caved in, and in my budget of in my like budget and stuff like that for this low buy year, I gave myself so much money and I allowed myself to buy things for my hobbies. So I went and bought some boning. So I had a bunch of corsets already pre-cut out, and they just kind of needed to be sewn together, and they needed boning. So this is one of them. It's not finished yet. I'm trying to figure out if I want to wait until like my birthday and like next Christmas and go and buy the punch for the grommets, or if I want to just continue like I did for the one corset I made and just have them be like the buttonholes. We'll decide that at a later date and time. On the premise of that, we're working on another one as well. This like lucky lady. This one is so cute because it used to be like a little like 3/4 sleeve kind of shirt, and I'm gonna make it into a corset. So I think that's really cute. Um, on other news, I have just some scrunchies I'm working on, as well as this. This started last year, and I intend to finish it. It's going to be a kind of crossbody, kind of tote esque type bag. This big old rectangle that needs to get finished. So it's on my in progress list. I have like a bunch of stuff that's kind of sitting on my chair that's in front of my sewing table that is an in progress list. I want all of that to get done first before I start new projects, because I keep starting new projects and then I just keep piling up my chair, and then I just never want to sew because I don't want to clean up the chair. And then also my in progress list, I just have some pre-cut out rectangles, squares to make more totes and stuff like that. And now for the piece of the resistance, I'm going to maybe try to finish it today. We will see. I really want to finish it this week. I had the grand idea, since I'm doing corsets, and I had this beautiful like blue kind of silk material. It's like this thicker kind of silky material that I was going to make a vest, but not just any vest. So here's the vest of it. Here's the base layer, and it's gonna be like almost like a half and half, because some of the pieces I kind of cut them wrong, so we're gonna like make it on purpose. So some of them are gonna have like the matte texture, and then some of it's gonna have this silk. But here's just the vest part of it. And I've been working on a custom overlaid corset. So this is going to be the custom overlaid corset piece. It's going to essentially sit like here, and then this will connect to where it's going to button together. And then it's going to come around, and then this little extra piece past where this boning is going to be where the holes are, so you can cinch it together to be a cinched corseted kind of vest type situation, or whatever you may have it. So, and then the back, I did the back in this just leftover runner that was thrifted and stuff like that. And then the other piece the other side's gonna have the silk, but then it's gonna have that one strip of just the plain as well. And then yeah, that's gonna sit on there. Then you'll have the option to tie it and cinch in kind of all that back fabric, make it a corset, make it not. Yeah, that's right now my current project. So we're gonna come back in a minute after I drink some of my matcha and talk to you about my future projects. And I'm gonna try not to make this a long video, but it might be another long video. If you guys really are not the biggest fan of long videos, skip around. Because I understand, I have those days too. Okay, so I have like fabric at the wazoo. If you can kind of see that gray, clear kind of tote in there, is kind of fabric that doesn't have a purpose yet. But a lot of this fabric, I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, but the fabric kind of in this white box does essentially have a purpose. A lot of it is kind of trying to position you guys. Most of it is gonna be kind of patchwork. I have this kind of dark blue silk. If you remember from both my fashion Instagram and then from TikTok, I took this fabric and I made like a long sleeve with pinstripes, custom pinstripes that I hand sewed on. I want to make the shorts to go with that to make it like a pajama set. It's just not, it's not at the top of my brain, but it's a project that I know I want to try to finish by the end of 2025. So we have that. There's a bunch of other different pieces of fabric in there that maybe are going to go for either corsets or bags or something. And then I have a bag of like pre cut out corsets that are also to finish. But what is important here is knitting and crochet. I have plans in 2025 at some point, I don't know when, to get a crochet hook and learn to crochet again. Because I was taught how to crochet by my dear, poor, lovely, old, baby like grandmother. And the way she taught me how to crochet is not how you crochet. It's not it's not the real way how to crochet. It's not how you do it. The stitches that she taught me was not it. So I have like this here. I think I'm going to save for crochet. I have a little bit of that gray left in here that I'm going to save. I have yellow, I have red. I also have this other ball of yellow, this brown. I just have little bits and ends of kind of fabric in there other than that big scrap of tan that I want to attempt granny squares. I see them everywhere. They look good. I want to make where I want to do it. People are saying that like with ADHD, granny squares are not the thing to do because it's a repetitive motion and you're doing the same thing and you're going to get like two granny squares down and then get bored of it, which will probably happen. But that's what I kind of want to learn first. So we're going to do that. After I do my first selfie hood, I do want to make a second one. I want it to be intentional. I want to maybe get yarn, thrift yarn, something in a color. I want to do a color. I'm going to have this gray one. I don't know if I'm going to gift it yet or keep it or what's going to happen. I think I might gift it to someone. I think I have somebody that I want to kind of gift it to. But after that, I want to make a vest. I tried to make that tank top and I kind of realized what I had kind of went wrong on. I don't want to redo any of these projects that kind of went wrong. I'm going to leave them there and still wear them, just make something better and more proper. So I have this, which is left over from, I don't even think I showed it. I made a cowl, my first ever knitting project. My tension was off. It looked like an infinity scarf. Yeah, we don't talk about Bruno. But I have, it's like really kind of fuzzy. I have all of this black and orange, and I don't know if I want to do regular or do like a checkerboard. I want to do a vest. I want to take this, we're trying to use up the scraps we have. I want to take all of this and attempt to make a vest. Is it going to be enough for a vest? We're going to find out. So I have that in the works. I do want to make a second Sophie hood. Possibly this year. I do want to try socks again. Whether it'll be this year or 2026, it'll more likely maybe be 2026 when I do socks again. We'll find out. And then, a piece of the resistance. I am trying to save Joann Fabrics because they're going out of business. And I desperately need that store to get my yarn because they have the best yarn and fabric selection out of everywhere, and that's the only place I can really go because Michael's is, I don't want to say it's shit, but not the greatest where I live. So I had a gift card, and of course I went and spent my money, and I got two Chef's Kiss cakes, like jumbo cakes, and I want to make a sweater. I'm going to do it after the vest because I want to buy the vest pattern so that I can just have it just to have it. But I want to do research and look into free patterns for a sweater because I don't really want to buy all these patterns. It's not really in my budget for a low buy here right now. But yeah, here they are. They are 71% acrylic, 18% nylon, and 11% polyester. This is the Perfect Phasing Karen Colorama Halo by Yarnspirations. I have this pretty green color, and I got two because I don't know how much a sweater is going to take if I have to go back later in the year and buy more. I will find it in my budgeting and saving and in my plan to maybe allow myself to get more if I run out. And then I have this purple as well. My plan is I want to start with the purple or the green. It does not matter to me. I want to start with one, but I want to start with the color, like the inside first. And then as I get through, once I get to the end, wherever the white ends, the end of this, I want to tie this white end to this white end because they both end in almost like a perfect white. So that way, as I continue to knit, it's going to fade from purple to white into this white to then into green. Or green to purple, whatever, with white in between. But I thought that was good. We will see. We will find out. I don't know how much it takes to knit a sweater. This is very thin. It says a 6 for knitting needles and a 6 for a crochet hook. It says it's a bulky number 5, but like it's like pretty thin-esque, and it also feels really nice and really warm. So yeah, I think that's about it for all of my projects. So let's kind of get into an outro. Okay, guys, this was a long video. This was a pretty ranty video, but I wanted to kind of show off what I've been working on, what I've been doing, things that I kind of plan to do, so that way my viewers, you guys, can kind of get a view into what I'm going to be doing creatively wise, so that way if you see something that I'm gonna do, like I'm doing this kind of Sophie Hood, but when I do the second one, do you want to see a video about that? Do you want to see my creative process when I do corsets? Do you want me to film a video when I make my vest? Like, I'm kind of showing you all these to show you what I'm kind of doing with my hands wise. That way you can get some ideas to use up your yarn scraps and your fabric scraps. And also so that if there is something that you want to see that you maybe didn't know that I did, we can do that as well. I also didn't mention this, but I do have plans to make more candles. I have a few jars left to use up for smaller candles, and then I'm gonna maybe try to find it somewhere in my budget for the year to thrift some more vessels and stuff like that to make more candles so I can also show off that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below what you want to see. What are you enjoying? I can see from the analytics side what you're enjoying, but like let me know. Let me know down in the comments what your plans are. What is your project? What is your dream project, your next project that you're going to be working on for this year? Make sure you follow all of my socials, link in the description. I'm currently figuring out the whole Twitch thing to start streaming and crafting, and you guys can sit and chat with me while I knit and draw and paint and get all of this done. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Turn on the notification bell. I post twice a month, the beginning of the month and towards like the end of the month. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and goodbye.